Oh man, what up, everybody? Let's see if this thing working. It's working. Let's see if this thing's working. Bam. Hey, it's working. All right. All right, we got the GoPro working. Okay. GoPro live stream happening now. Let me make sure that's cleaned off. Check. What up, everyone? I just figured I would go live for a little bit, kind of show you guys what's going on here. I need to I'm pulling some parts off of this engine that I need to complete another one. So we're gonna run through and make that happen. What up, Mike Green? Okay. Iron Speed, low key. Yep. So this is the engine that was originally in the Camaro, and we knew it was losing bearings. So luckily I didn't tear it apart. I didn't get too crazy. Las Vegas in the house. Brandon is watching. Don, what's going on, Don? So we're gonna go ahead and I need a couple of parts and pieces, because what you guys can't really barely see off camera here, there's another one on the stand going together. So just figured I would kick it with you guys, go live a little bit, and start working this thing through here. And I've never opened the inside of this engine. This is the 5.3 that came in the Camaro when I bought the Camaro, but so I've got no clue what's in it. I think it's all just factory. I mean, it's got factory head bolts here, so I'm not expecting too much out of it. I know there is a comp cam in it. I saw that, and I'm after that cam. And now these heads have some really nice looking dual valve springs, and I think the heads are fine. Like I said, this engine, there wasn't really, this one isn't the one that exploded, so there wasn't anything crazy happening. But there's good parts and pieces here. Don looks like I'm busy. Yeah, I'm trying to be busy. So what's going on right now is we got a race this weekend in Ohio. So it's going to be the last, probably what I'm thinking might be the last ever shitbox race, and that's going down this weekend at Katy Dragway out in Ohio. So I was thinking to myself, and I don't know if you guys can see I got the camera here set up. I've been filming, so I'll have a whole video on everything coming out. But what I was thinking is it'd be really nice if I'm going to have the last shitbox race to have something there. And I was thinking maybe if I'm going to be at a shitbox race, maybe I should bring a shitbox and not, you know, not the Pro Mod looking thing. Oh, there is chromoly push rods here, 7.475 80 wall. I forget. I had talked to somebody one time. I'd asked, like, hey, why a random push rod length? I never really got an answer, but it worked in this motor with this cam, so we might put it in the other motor with the same cam. Bobby Frank, why the last ever? If you want to answer, I have no problem answering that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Just this year, I got my ass handed to me on shitbox races. We went 5 for 5 on getting rained out, either canceling for rain or it actually rained at the event at some point in the weekend, 1 day, 2 days, whatever. So I got my ass handed to me this year on all the shitbox events, and as great of an idea as I think it is, and how awesome it would be to, you know, support guys and give guys an opportunity who aren't, you know, huge money racers, someplace to race. I'm just not quite sure the support was there, and that's something that obviously could change as time goes on, you know, you got to do things and keep doing them, and especially with events and all that kind of stuff. But after this year and just the horrible luck that I had with it this year, I decided maybe it was in my best interest to not do that. Also, another part of the reason is I do so many things with between shitbox and racing, and then we still do contract work for Hot Shots. Brandon's been a huge help on all the video stuff, but I'm wearing too many hats, and if I want to, I feel like if I want to improve things, something's got to go. So it's a lot easier to show up to somebody else's event and just do what you got to do than it is to throw an event. So I'm just going to take that stress off my plate. I'm just ready for a little less stress, a little less so many hats on, and hopefully that gives me some more opportunity and a little bit more focus, and for myself not to be spread so thin. So, hello Matt from Southern Mississippi. What's up, West Virginia? Daniel Nugent, Matt, you're doing a great job. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. So this one here is funny because I think we're going to piss a lot of people off. It's kind of what I'm thinking might happen with what I'm doing right now, but it's one of them things. It is what it is. Kingship will be missed. Yes, you know, I will miss it myself, but like I said, I'm only one person and trying to do so many things. Oh, goodness. Trying to do so many things, it's just, when you try to do that many things at once, generally speaking, you end up not being able to do them all as well as you would like. And that's honestly, that's the real thing, is I can't, oh man. Doing this on the floor was a great idea. If I can't, I'm not doing it as well as I would like to, so I think it's time for me to step back from it a little bit. But with that being said, when my mind isn't, as I start eliminating things off my plate, hopefully some of the other things will improve. That's the theory that I'm going with here. We'll let you know how that works at some point next year, but right now that's what we got going. Imagine worrying about pissing people off. Well, the problem, so it's a double-edged sword, because you're right, people don't pay my bills, but part of how I pay my bills is folks watching these videos. So if I piss them off too bad, nobody wants to watch the videos anymore. That's a problem too. But as you guys will see when I drop this next video, I've kind of thrown caution to the wind and said, screw everybody. I'm doing what the heck I want to do. And that's what we're doing right now. As soon as I get this extension. Ugh. Just try taking on too much. Yeah. And I do that because I personally think that I work the best when under stress, but maybe it's time to kind of hone in on some stuff and focus in a little more. I don't know if you guys saw, because some people, it's weird. A lot of people that watch YouTube aren't necessarily on Facebook, which is a weird thing, because a lot of people don't understand, like, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram are all three, TikTok, they're all separate audiences. Some people just don't like the Facebook app, but they love Instagram. Or some people don't like Instagram, but they love YouTube. So, oh, man. They really tore these suckers down. So, if you guys were on Facebook at all, or follow me on Facebook at all, you'll see that I listed up this Camaro roller, the Camaro as a roller, up for a little waffle. So the way I see it, people want to watch Matt doing Matt things, which is funny. It's incredibly funny you say that, because when you guys watch the next video, I say something like that, like in the intro to the video. So, oh, there's still water in this block, because it's definitely coming down on the side right here. Good thing we got this cardboard down. But, so full transparency, like we were talking about, I did list this Camaro as a roller up for a waffle, and it really wasn't going, it really hasn't been going quite the way that I expected it to. There just hasn't been as much interest as I thought there might be, but I also haven't pushed it tremendously hard either. So, what's up from Arkansas? What's up, Arkansas? I know some good people out in Arkansas. Hercules crew and all that. Panto, Arkansas. But it's funny, and I'll talk about it with you guys because you guys are my peoples. I'm not, maybe not give you the full information, but out of that listing the waffle is somebody did offer me a trade where they wanted to trade me something. Now, I had no interest really in trading for anything. Mostly my thought process was, let's go ahead and offload this roller. Let's take a couple of the parts that I know can go into the other Camaro chassis, and let's get some money together so we can start doing bigger and better things. So I'm not sure about the trade deal yet. I will tell you this. A guy wants to trade me something that will allegedly, because we've all heard this before, allegedly I could go pick it up, go straight to the racetrack and take it racing, which is not really something I have an interest in doing, because I kind of, I got my cars and I don't want just another random car to be trying to build and work on and every damn thing. But what I am slightly interested in is the possibility that if I do get that, I could then waffle that off, and that may be a little bit easier to get us to that point. So it may have to be like, it may have to be a couple steps to get to where we want to get in the end. But that's something we might be looking at doing as well. Alright, so them lifter trays are pretty clean. I'll probably use these in the other motor. Oh, okay, that was just a shadow. I thought the one lifter tray was like cracked and missing a piece. It was just the way the shadow hit it. So, these lifters look like factory to me, if I had to guess. And there's that's a nice chunk of something. That's weird. That looks like something melted. It looks like a piece of lead that's melted, but all the tops of the pistons are still here. Actually, these pistons look like they're in really, really good shape. I mean, they're factory, but they look good. What up, Wayward Texan? Alright, I see you guys talking about smack the like button, which is good because that's something that, for some strange reason, I always forget to talk about. I'm never, as good as I am at social media stuff, I'm never good about remembering, like, telling people, hey, go hit the like button. Go subscribe. Go do what you're supposed to do. Let's see, what head gaskets were on this? These were a simple 3-layer multi-steel. Yeah, these were like a, let me see. Yeah, these were a basic 5.3 gasket because the bore size is the same. A lot of times what people will do, sure seems to be a lot funner with an engine stand. It's funny you say that, and I'll turn the camera right here and show you. There's the engine stand. That's the one that's going together. So it would be a lot more fun with an engine stand and probably a little easier, but yeah. Boom, boom. Let's see. Let's see what these lifters look like. Besides looking stuck, because they like to stick in there with the oil, these are bone stock factory lifters, which is not a problem. They work plenty fine, but if we were looking to get like some kind of upgrade, not here. I might use those because, as I recall, this engine didn't have any problem with the lifters. They were all good. Huh. Yeah, metal shavings in there, but they're dry metal shavings. Sometimes when you take apart engines, you find some weird stuff, especially if you're not the one that put them together. What I'm hoping, the main goal here, is I'm hoping to get all this stuff off because, number one, the heads are fine, and they've got, like I said, they got some real nice dual springs on them. If they don't come easy, not good. No, it's not that they don't come out easy, it's that the bore, when the bore has oil in it, like, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. When the bore has oil in it and you're trying to pull the lifter out, and it just gets to that point where like the oil, it gets stuck right there. Like you could either, sometimes you could just pull them smooth straight out. Sometimes they come out a little bit. You gotta finesse it. It's just that oil. Say like that one just pulled straight out because I pulled straight on it. But sometimes that oil on there does a little rinky dink on getting it stuck. Alright, so we've got that side off. Now we gotta do the other side. Yay! Ugh. Where's my extension here? Creates a suction. There you go, Bobby Frank. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. That oil in there like creates a suction, and it's just like, oh nope, not gonna work. Also, probably because the oil is not pumping through, it's just sitting there. We'll break all these loose. We'll pop this head off, and then we'll have two decent heads, and I'll be able to get the cam out. I mean, I should be able to pull the cam out now. All the pressure is off the lifters, but I wanted these heads off anyway. Ooh. Good old 862 heads, nothing special. 5.3, baby. Oh. The only thing that sucks about being live on YouTube is while doing this, I can't be jamming out. I can't be rocking out with the music in the background. Oh, there we go. Oh. Gets kind of hydrolocked, yeah. Do you need some Ziploc bags for the HW? What's the HW? HW. Ziplocs and a Sharpie. Oh no. Shit, I'm at the point now. I've taken apart. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ziplocs and a Sharpie would be more organized, but I'm gonna take this all apart, figure out what I want to keep, whatever, and then organize it then. But like, I've done these LSs so many times. I know just about where every damn thing goes. There's a snake in my boot. There's a turbo in my way. Is actually what's happening. These head bolts are garbage. Although they do work nice for when you want to move an engine, a short block, and you gotta tie it down somehow. Stick a couple of these in there. Put your strap around it. Bam, bam. Hardware. Oh, hardware. Oh, yeah. Well, those factory head bolts, we ain't doing nothing with. Why? They were definitely in this engine because, oh, no, there they are. What is that? That's just dirt and junk. It's amazing what gets into these engines just sitting around on the floor. There's a dead bug in here. Oh, that's not the right one. Where'd my tin go that I just had momentarily? See, if I had the Ziploc bags and hardware, I'd be a little bit more organized. There's the tin. So these lifter trays could use a cleaning. Nothing a little brake clean can't fix. And we'll pull these lifters out. See, there's that suction we were talking about. It's weird, like if you get it right. Actually, that one doesn't feel super good. I don't feel like it's getting stuck. It must be suction because it just fell in on its own. I'm not doing this at a great angle either. Screw it. Let's pull all these up and see if this cam will come up on out of here. We're all the way through with the rod, so it should. Oh, that's dope. A 3D. That's actually, so it's weird. It's funny you mention that because 3D printing, like, really should open up a lot. That's not good. This cam should not be this hard to take out. We may have lost. We may have lost cam bearings in this thing. Yep. This thing ain't working worth a damn on keeping the lifters up. Oh, that'd be why. That's why the lifters were stuck, because I had that rod in there. Yeah, look at that. They're all coming out now, no problem. Oh, but like I was saying, 3D printing is good for a lot of stuff nowadays. And just like that little thing you said, like having a 3D printed tray, that's a dope idea. That's something I never thought of. That is actually a really good idea. Where did you get that 3D printed tray, if you don't mind me asking? Is it something you made, or is it something you bought, or what? Because because I wouldn't mind having some of that. That would be good for disassembly, assembly, all this LS stuff I've been doing. Keep it a little more organized. There's that. And there's always one. There's always one. And that can is still jammed up in there. Will the cam turn? Let's see. Oh, well, the cam will come out that way. Maybe that's not supposed to. Yeah, the cam turns. It's just like something's holding us up. Not really sure what. I'm not sure you're supposed to be able to take a cam out of an LS from the back, but sometimes you gotta do it from the back side. What the hell? Yeah, that's not right. Something ain't right here. Oh. We did. Well, we didn't lose. Is that a cam load? Or is that a lifter? Yeah. So that's why this cam won't work. Let me see if I can grab this camera. Let me wipe my hands off and I'll see if I can attempt to show you guys. I made the file, posted on. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I do want to get a 3D printer because there is some stuff. Like, I just want to try to have it because you never know, like, you know what I mean? Especially with shipbox supply and stuff. Maybe we want to develop a port or something, or, you know, who the hell knows? So let's see. I'll see if you guys can see it in there. But you see that one there? Let me look at the keyboard. Yeah, it definitely ate a lobe. It's all torn up. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but if you can see down in that hole, she's ate up. So that means we're not using this cam. Yay. Every good plan is great until you got to think of the next step. I do have a bloody hand for some reason. I do have another cam, but that explains. I knew we were having a bearing issue in this motor. Are those holes in the lobe? It looks like there is a hole in the lobe, like something's drilled through it there. Like, I don't know what's the deal with that, but pretty much I might still be able to get this thing out. Let's see if it'll even come out the back. Yeah, it's getting stuck in that cam lobe. So what happened there, we were probably losing cam bearings, and I noticed it. I pulled it. Looks like pizza. Yeah, so I think that cam is stuck in there for now, which is not a big deal because we still have usable parts and pieces. I think pistons and rods are still good. The heads are fine. There's no issue there. I was kind of looking forward to grabbing this cam out and using this cam in the 6.0, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Yeah, that one lobe is just so jacked up. Yeah, you can see where it ate in there. Take the valley cover off. I mean, I can. It's not going to make any difference. We're not going to be able to get it out. And, well, let me see. Do I have one with the valley cover off? You can't see that much with the valley cover off in these LS's. Other than we're just going to see that the cam is messed up. So I've got two junk cams here. Chewed up a solid roller lifter, cooked the mains, and cost me a boat side block. Yeah, well, luckily that's just a junkyard 5.3, so it's nothing special. Like I said, the only thing that slightly upsets me is that I wanted to use that cam, but we're obviously not going to be able to do that. And now, I mean, could probably still use the block, but it's, like I said, it's a junkyard 5.3, so tearing it all the way down to the block and having it hot tanked and honed and do all that crap usually is just not worth it on a stock bottom end Gen 3 5.3. It ain't worth it. Weren't sure if they were like the old blocks. I can take it off just to show you guys, but it's not like there's not a ton visible from under, you know, from under the valley cover. You see a little bit of, there's like some holes in here, but it's mostly filled, and then there's like some holes in there, so it's not like it's gonna show us anything more. You know, we can see from here the cam is screwed. So I've got that cam that's screwed, and then I'll show you guys the other one. And then the 5.3 that was in the Camaro more recently when we blew the side out of it. Where was it? Right here. Here you go. Right there. That lobe definitely ate some crap. This one a little bit. Now, this one here is probably, I don't know, this is, I'd have to see. I'd have to call Texas Speed, because this is a Texas Speed cam. There's the specs on it, if you guys were looking. It's the Texas Speed Stage 4 222, 230, 600, 600 on a 113 LSA. That might be able to be, I don't know, we got some deep, yeah, we got some nicks missing there. I was going to say, that might be able to be smoothed out and fixed, but I don't know. Oh, the MLS, thrust bearings. Yeah, well, but the thrust bearing doesn't, I mean, doesn't have anything to do with the cam bearing eating itself up. I'd hand polish that. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. That one might be able to be polished and cleaned up. It's got the chunk missing, but on a roller lifter, it's probably, it's not trash. Like, that cam that's in that block is definitely trash. But that one might be savable by somebody who wants to. I don't have any, like, I don't have like a local machine shop or a guy locally that I would call and be like, hey, let me drop this off. Anyway, I cut it, I'm gonna have to ship that out to have somebody look at it and possibly fix it. So, well, that threw a damper on my plans. I was really looking forward to using that cam. I liked that cam that was in the motor when we first got it, but that thing's obviously ate to shit. So that's not going to be the game plan. I do have, and as I was prepping, oh, I do have another one. This cam is the Texas Speed Magic Stick 4, which is a 239, 242, 649, 600 on a 115.5 LSA. This was the cam that was in the 5.3. No, it was 1.53. We just kept lifting heads. But when I was trying to spray it to the moon, all the nitrous, when I was trying to spray the 300 through a 300 shot through a 5.3, this is the cam that was in there. This one is fine. It's, you know, used, obviously. It's not brand new, but we didn't have any cam bearing issues there. We didn't have any lifter issues there. We didn't have any giant holes in the side of the block. We had nothing that would destroy this cam. So I was thinking about sticking that in there, but I'm not so sure. I wanted to go with this other one first, but since that one's obviously not going to be an option, I think those are all the cams I have. I've got a super sloppy Chinese knockoff of a sloppy stage 2 of an Elgin 1840p, but I never liked the way that thing worked. We never ran it in a car, but just when I would put it in the motor and then try to spin the cam around, and if I tightened the cam bolts down to torque spec, it didn't want to spin. And if I just loosened them slightly, there was like a spacing issue, and I could never figure out what the spacing issue was, but it's something that I've not encountered with any other LS camshaft I've ever put in, which tells me that it's probably a tolerance or a clearance issue in that knockoff sloppy stage 2 cam. And I don't know, I'd rather use a cam that I know is, you know, maybe not the desired lift and, you know, duration and everything that I want, but I know it's probably not going to cause me an issue being in the motor. I've already had it in a motor. It works. There's no problem there. How is the El Camino coming along? Can't wait to hear the new exhaust. So we got the new exhaust put on the other day, and I just got the brake lines in, because once I hooked up, it was back and forth because I had overfilled the brake reservoir when we were pumping it, so I thought there may have been a leak, but then I was driving it a little bit and I was like, no, it's holding. And then when I started driving around, when we made that little like episode, like the TV style episode, movie, whatever you want to call it, the brake line definitely went out, but I had the vacuum for the brake booster hooked up on that, so it definitely went out then. And I ordered new brake lines. I got them in. I got a new gear for the distributor, because part of the issue we were having in, like, when I was filming that and everything and just with driving it around right now is that HEI distributor, and I can't find a happy balance between the spring weights in the HEI distributor, how much it's advancing. I can't find a happy medium between where I want the timing at idle versus where I want the timing full throttle, how fast it comes in, all that kind of crap. So I did get, when I ordered the brake lines, I ordered the new distributor gear, so we've got a new distributor gear, so I can put the MSD 6AL box in the El Camino, and then I'll be able to set the timing how I want everything, and it should run significantly better. I also figured out that part of the issue we were having was an electrical issue with the actual connection on the HEI distributor, so that was part of it too. I fixed that. That helped it some, but I don't think we're all the way there yet. So it's coming along. It'll be coming, just, you know, a piece at a time. Like I said, we get the full dual exhaust done, single chamber mufflers. It sounds incredible, but it's also, when driving it, sitting inside the truck, car, whatever you want to call it, is way, way, way better. So Mallory's super excited to start getting behind the wheel, and right now we're just trying to focus on making it run and drive well enough to get it through inspection, which in Delaware, if you guys don't know about Delaware, inspection is different than a lot of other places. Like
Some places you go, you just walk in, hand them the title, they hand you a tag, you walk out. Not in Delaware. I know some of you guys have heard me talk about this before, but we have state inspection facilities that you have to go through and blah, blah, blah. So, so right now the focus is, what do we need to get it through inspection? We've got a couple lights that are out, so I got to either figure out is it just burnt out bulbs or whatever. We got to make sure the brakes are working properly, and then once the goal will be get it through inspection. Then once we get it through inspection, then we can start doing some more fun stuff with it, mini spool, all that kind of shit. So, hi from Budford. Where's Budford? Get you some Rockwell file set to check the hardness of the lobe. If it's still good, then polish it and send it. You can find them pretty cheap. Not something I've ever done before. Not that I'm not willing, because for the most part, at least right now, all I'm using is, $500 long blocks, junkyard LS stuff. So it's worth learning a new skill and trying it, because if I mess it up, it's not like I'm going to mess up, a crazy, $6, $7, $8, $10, $12, $15,000 motor or anything. But not something I've ever done. You'd have to show me how to do that, because I don't know. What's up, Paul? What I love about Tennessee, no issues, tag it and roll on. Yeah, see, we don't have that luxury in Delaware. Like, we can't just go there, pay our money. Like, we have to physically bring the vehicle. You drive through. It's state employees. No offense to, because there are some good ones. I do know a couple good ones, but I feel like a few of the people who work in the inspection lane, like, that's the only authority they have in life, is whether or not people fail or pass inspection. So, like, sometimes them guys just take it way to heart, seriously. So, what up, AC 469, Paul Rhodes, Wayward Texan, Low-Key, a bunch of you guys that I always see in the comments, always see in the premieres. I don't drink, so I will toast a can of Coke to you guys, but toast to you guys and everybody else who's watching. I always see you guys in the comments. I always see you, watching the premieres, like I said, leaving comments, everything. I really appreciate you guys, so thank you. That sip of Coke is for you guys. I have created a mess in this garage. Like, just a mess of LS engines and parts and everything. Man. When are you going to show the Dodger? The Dodger's in storage. That thing's just sitting, chilling. The problem with the Dodger is that, number one, it's a death trap. Like, we went 698 with it in the 8th, and honestly, I think that is too fast for that thing, and that is where I would probably stop. Like, we should not pursue going any faster in that thing than what it has already gone, just because of the safety aspect of it. And then, so that leaves it at, it has no purpose. I have no reason to go drag the Dodger out. And right now it needs a trans, and it used to be on EFI, so I either need another Holly, or I need to convert that one to carb. I've got carb boxes and MSD boxes and stuff for LS here. So, but there's just no reason to. Like, I need a purpose, I'll never get rid of it, obviously, because of the sentimental value and the, we got to do the TV show in it and whatnot. But right now, there's just, like, if they were like, hey, we're doing a $10,000 burnout contest down the street, like, all right, cool, it's time to go throw the Dodger together and use it. But we don't, you know what I mean? We don't got that. Like, there's no purpose. You got to move south. What's up from Virginia? I smoke a little bit, just a little bit. Sent it to Nick for a month. I thought about that. I thought the Dodger would be cool. It would be cool if I ever wanted to build my own chassis. Like, if I wanted to get one of those, like S&W has chassis kits that you can, like, weld together a tube chassis. I was like, that we would do that to the Dodger. because the Dodger's already been cut up and hacked up and everything. We just cut the body off and lay it over a tube chassis frame. The Dodger would be the one that I would do it to, just to experiment with and try and everything. Nick is a badass fabricator. Yeah, but Nick doesn't have a shop. Nick's about to have a baby in like, I don't know, a couple weeks, I feel like. It's coming up pretty damn close. Like, Maddie's gonna be popping here soon. So you don't got time to mess with that. If anything, I need to go see Nick and just go take the truck, because he won't be racing it, because Maddie will be in the hospital giving birth and he'll have a baby and he'll be wanting to do, hang out with baby things. And I've sat in that truck, and it would be hard to drive. I don't know if you guys have ever met Nick in person, but like, Nick is not the tallest guy in the world. Not that I'm very tall at all, but Nick's not the tallest guy in the world. And inside that thing, it's like, when I sat in it, like I think my knees were hitting the steering wheel. Knock it out. Bearings need replaced anyway. Yeah, I mean, I could knock it out, but there's no use, because the cam itself is fucked. Like, that thing is screwed. Like, I would knock it all the way out if I was like, oh, we can still use the cam. It just, no, we ain't using that cam. From what I can see of the cam lobes on there, where, where it's on the bearing, we can't put that one in another motor and expect it to live. It ain't gonna happen. So, there ain't really no point in pushing that one all the way out and beating it out with a hammer and all that. Well, dang. I guess that brings me back to my other point. What the heck are we gonna do next? So I guess I need to decide what I need to decide is what oil pan I'm using. I've got an oil pan that's outside that I was spraying a little bit. It's an F-body pan, but which makes me feel like I'm missing an oil pan, because that's an F-body oil pan that came on a motor that I bought from Tyler No Boost. The other oil pan is the Holley swap pan with the two bungs in it that were that was on the motor that was in this Camaro. That one is cracked, and it's got turbo drains on it, so I don't know if we're using that. And then that's a regular truck pan that was on the 6.0, and I had, at least I thought I had, a Holley, just like a regular Holley swap oil pan. Unless, I don't know, maybe I didn't. Maybe it's on the Dodger motor. I don't know. I've gotten to the point in my life where now, like, I always used to wonder, like, how do old guys get to that point where, like, you go in and they've got these garages and they've got all of these parts and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And, like, I could never understand it. Like, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, all that. Like, I never understood it. Now, I've probably got enough miscellaneous parts and pieces to put a few cars together just laying around. But sometimes that leads to, where did I leave my shit? Where is it? I might just use the truck pan for this, because I don't think we're going to do anything crazy here. Time for a scrap run. Yeah, we need to. It will grab a bearing and come out with it. Gotcha. Would you want to trade some parts for a 5.3 from a 2000 Silverado? Absolutely not. Or a bigger garage. Nothing but love for Nick, but I'm not sure the man tops 5 foot. He might be a solid 5 foot. Like, solid 5 foot on the nose. No, he's not that short, because I'm 5'9", and he's somewhere around here on me. So he's not, but he definitely, like, if that man ever tells you he's 6 foot, he's lying. I just found a brand new swap pan and mid plate. I forgot how to clean the garage. Yeah, it happens sometimes. What's up, Australia? Australia in the house. Look, there is 186 people watching, and there's like 10 people consistently commenting. So I need everybody to go ahead and drop a comment in here. Let me know where you're tuning in from, what you guys are doing tonight, something. Let me know. Because there's a whole 190 of you, but there's like 10 people that are commenting. I want a bigger garage. Yeah, we all need a bigger garage. HDM, what's up? Do you have Fool's Gold running? I do not have Fool's Gold running. So I'll give you guys kind of the backstory of what's going on here. Like I said earlier, we've got a shitbox no prep race this weekend, Katy Dragway in Ohio, and I felt that it's probably going to be the last shitbox no prep race that I do, and with that being said, I should probably bring a shitbox. Now I could put a motor together and slam it in here and try to bring the Camaro, but like I said earlier, right now we've kind of got the roller up for a possible waffle or up for sale. Somebody did offer me to trade me something, so we're kind of exploring those options, because we kind of got to the point where, you know, I had some fun with this and everything, but for what I want to do next year, we need to start getting some money in, and we need to start working on figuring some of that stuff out. So, but with all that being said, I was like, this isn't a shitbox. I should not bring this thing to the shitbox race, even though we have pro classes. You know, I could race in the pro classes, but I want to race with the shitbox guys, which is the whole reason I put together the shitbox no prep series to begin with. So I was like, well, the easiest thing to do is, and the highest chance of success is if we throw a motor together, throw it in the Nova, LS carb setup. It's gonna piss people off. I'm already, you know, people in the comments, oh, I'm tired of watching LS stuff. It's played out and blah blah blah. Yeah, well, that's what we got. You know what I mean? If I had, you know, 16 big blocks laying around, we'd be doing the same thing with big blocks, but this is what I got. So the game plan here, what I'm thinking, what I'm hoping, is even though it would be slow and it wouldn't be super fast by any means, but if we can make the Nova run again and throw an LS in it, we'll leave the carb on it, nitrous, whatever. I don't know. We might pull the fuel injection system. It all just depends on time, which we don't have a lot of because it's Monday night and I have to leave Thursday for Ohio. So I'm trying to get the Nova to run and drive so I can bring it to the shitbox race with the shitbox guys, have a good time, enjoy myself, and just have some fun. Not necessarily worry about winning anything, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of the idea. Now we got comments. Okay. Kentucky, still gonna waffle the Camaro. I'm still thinking about it. Yeah. What's the headers for hanging on the wall? The headers that are hanging on the wall are off of the big block in the Nova. So the big block is off getting fixed right now, and those are the headers off of it. Please educate me. What is bad about a 2005 3? I'm trying to learn what's good. There's nothing bad about it or wrong with it. It's just you asked me if I wanted to trade for it, and I've got no interest in trading for it. I'm at the point now where if we're going to do anything, I'm going to do aluminum 5.3 or 6.0. Like, we either need more cubic inch or we need the weight savings. Maine in the house, Lancaster, Salem, Oregon. Ship that car out, don't look back. You mean like Camaro, like get rid of it and don't look back? I'm thinking about it. Buy a good set of rods and pistons. It may last a season at the boost levels you need. It's not a rod and piston issue. What we have right now is a fuel issue. We have a lack of fuel issue. We need a lot more fuel. Eating Wendy's in OKC, okay. fan of the second gen Camaros. I have another, which is still, the 78 is still considered second gen. So I've got another one. That's the thing. I've got 2 Camaros. So I think it's time to get rid of one. And I think that the other one, although it needs everything, is going to be a better player in the future. Try a 4.2 Amrabera for more. I'm not. What's the plans for the Poe mod? So the Poe mod, the other Camaro, which we have lovingly named the Poe mod. I think that one. Here's my thought process. If everything goes the way that I would like it to, and I can make everything go according to plan, the Poe mod is going to get the big block and the 400, the TH400 trans out of here. And we are going to put the best motor in the best chassis that we have. We're going to start putting that together, and it's going to be a long-term thing. It's not going to happen overnight. But I think we're going to start putting things together and in place, and that thing has motor plate and mid plate for a big block, 400 combo, so it just kind of makes sense. How far down the line that's going to be, I don't know. The big block might go on the Nova first before it ends up over there. It might not. It just depends on how everything pans out. Wisconsin, Proline Hemi, yeah. I do need some brisket and ribs. Let's make that happen. Stock block LS Spin 420s. Yeah, I'm stock block. Yep. And I think had bottom end stuff, but the blocks are fine. Sell all the crap and pull the, I don't know. There's 408, get them. So I'll put it to you this way. Remember, if you guys remember earlier when I was talking about somebody offered to trade me a running driving vehicle for this Camaro roller, I'm told that running driving vehicle has a 404 cubic inch LS, which is basically a 6.0 with a crank in it, a stroker crank. But it gets us, now we've got some cubic inch. So chat disconnected. I don't know what's up with that. Why just fix the Nova? Nova's too heavy. Yeah, the Nova is really heavy. I think we're also at a point too where there's been a lot of and it's all me, it's all mental in my own head. There's been a lot of things that have been like holding me back over time, of like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to cut up the Nova, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, or I constantly think about how what I am going to do is going to affect the YouTube channel and how the people are going to react and everything. And kind of now I'm at the point where, like, let's just take a fucking hacksaw to the Nova, let's just cut it up, make that thing as light as we possibly can, take the front bumper off of it, I'll race it with no front bumper on it, because what's more important than the car looking the coolest is, it can look cool, but if it's not helping me win any races, then what's the point? So I think I'm kind of just over all that shit, and we might just make the Nova a full-blown race car, cut it up. If we get some fiberglass or something, whatever, it is what it is, but let's see. What's the body with the 404? So the body that comes with the 404, I'm not going to give it all away, but I'll tell you guys this. It's a truck. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think about that. There's a 6P for sale, but I was at the bar, saw everything else, and get to working on that badass chassis. Chris, I've thought about it. The flip side is I'm not very good at I can't do. I can't build a car for a year. Like, number one, the content is gonna suck. Number two, I can't go a year without racing. Um, you know, it's just is what it is. Like, I have to be racing, and so I feel like I'm always gonna have more than one car. Now, I've thought about maybe. Um, a daily driver kind of thing, something I can enjoy more often, like something that I could, that's the thing is, as I've been working on this El Camino, I'm like, man, I'd really love to have one of these things, like something I could just to take to the gas station and back. Like, not that I couldn't take this thing to the gas station and back, but it'd be a total pain in the ass. There's too much money in it to be risking getting T-boned or rear-ended, or just the wear and tear on parts and that kind of stuff. So I was thinking about maybe possibly something along that route too. So I don't know. Wow, you guys really like trucks. These comments, yeah. I would just like to see you racing and enjoying it again. Yep, absolutely. So that's all I want to do. That's kind of why I'm thinking about I'm working on, throwing the Nova back together, because even if it's going to be slow, that's fine. That's perfect for shitbox racing. And it would just be about enjoying it. I'd love to see the Nova full-blown race car. So would I. I love those year and the earlier years, like the box Novas, and those years. I just love them as race cars. I think they look awesome. They are awesome. It is one of, like, that Nova is like one of my dream cars, it was almost because I wanted initially, if you had asked me, I would want a 68 to 72, not a 74, but I can take the whole fiberglass front end of a 68 to 72 and stick it on the front of that, and you would never know the difference. Case in point, if you guys know Lee Roberts, Memphis Street Outlaw, his is a 73, but all the parts on it are 68 to 72, or it might be a 74 even. But I noticed that one day, and I was talking to him, and I was like, "Oh, no shit! Like, it's a 73. Like, the windows are different. There is some stuff that, if you know Novas really well, you will see that is different. But, a Nova truck, buy the Colorado from John Doc. No." And Pomod big block with twins. That's really what I would love to do. I would love to build a twin turbo setup for the Pomod, with the big block, with the 400. Like, I think that would be, if it was, I'll put it to you this way, if money wasn't an option, that's what I would be pursuing. So, oh man, now these comments are really rolling in. I appreciate you guys. 203 people watching. Hey, we got to get them likes up though, because the likes are only at 85. We got 200 people watching and only 85 likes. I have a 95 step side supercharger. I like the wine. I want a blower so bad. Oh, you guys have no idea. I'll put it to you this way. I found, and I wonder if I could find pictures of it. There was a guy selling a complete, I think it was a 6L, but it was complete blower, motor, ECU, everything, top to bottom. That he had it for sale. And I had reached out to him because I was like, yo, if I can sell this white Camaro as a roller, we're going to put a blown LS in the Nova, and I wouldn't even care if it's faster, like how well it works or anything at that point, because it would just be so cool to have a blower, huge, sticking out the hood. Quarter glass windows are different. Yep. Indiana. Maybe daily content from the Nova could help. Maybe. I don't know. That's the problem, is the Nova. It could be, but it's still a little bit too far race car direction to be a daily, I think. At least for what I would want. Like, I would want Not that the Nova doesn't have it. The door panels for the Nova are sitting up there, and we can put carpet in it, and it does still have the back seat, but it's got a race seat in it. It's got a cage. Like, I would rather have something uncaged, full factory interior. The kids could be comfortable in. We could be comfortable in driving around in. Is kind of what my idea for a daily would be. So. Please don't cut up the Nova. I don't know. I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying that I'm kind of at the point where I just, I don't, not that I don't care, but whatever happens, happens. Like, whatever I feel like doing is whatever we're going to do that day. That's how it's going to end up. The Nova Patina, yeah, that's the only thing that's cut the cage out. Hell no. I spent a lot of money on that cage. It's chromoly. I'm not cutting that cage out of there. And then also, what you guys don't know about the Nova, well, I'm sure you guys do, but like, the Nova is not a prime piece. Like, it's, there's holes in the floorboard. The fender wells are rusted out. Like, it's an old rusty piece of crap. So by cutting it up, we're not essentially destroying anything. Like, it's not a beautiful car, like, oh man, like, this thing's pristine, we shouldn't cut it up. Like, it's already a half a piece of shit that we've turned into a race car. So Meatball could take to the prom. No cage, and you'd be limited with AT. No, we wouldn't, because no prep, there is no tech for most of them. You know what I mean? Anything where I would like consider bringing that car to an event, we probably wouldn't have tech. And then on top of that, there is no, on the street, it doesn't matter. So Betts is just already far behind. It's sentimental to your followers. Yeah, it's sentimental to me as well. I think ultimately, we'll just be out and open, right? Because there's only 200 people watching right now, so like, this isn't going to be one of those videos where I get roasted in the comments to no end. Here is kind of what my thought process was. If we are going to get rid of this white Camaro as a roller, I take the 400 out, I take the ECU out. Other than that, everything's going to kind of stay with it. I think maybe I'll take the fuel pump. If I trade the guy who wanted to trade said take the fuel pump. He's got his own fuel set up. He doesn't want it. What my dream scenario would be, we take the 400 trans, we stick that over in the Pill mod, then we get the big block either in there, or it's already got big block motor mounts, so maybe if I can find like a dummy big block to stick in there to start maybe building a twin turbo kit, do something like twin 80s or twin 88s, and then take the ECU out of this thing, the Holly setup, everything, stick that in the Nova, do turbo LS things, which is the one combination that I wanted that car to be from the very start that it has not been yet, and go from there. Even more reason to go full-blown race car with the Nova. It's the story behind it that people love. Yeah, and that's the thing too. I think people would enjoy seeing that gold piece of shit go fast. So, keep the second gen. Which one? This one? The one that the camera's sitting on right now? This one is on a chopping block. We ain't keeping this one. One way or the other, this one's going bye-bye. Now, the other one I have, and the reason why is because I've got two of them. I've got another one that's the 78, which the front and the front and the ass end and stuff are different, but still second gen is still super cool. But that one is all chromoly 25.2, so it's even safer than this one. It's got more cage in it. This one's also mild steel, so the chromoly one is going to be lighter. The other one is 4-link. This one's ladder bar. Not that there's anything wrong with ladder bar, but I think 4-link would be more productive in my opinion. So Boom, boom, boom. I like the Nova as well. Did you get rid of the turbos you had? So I've had all sorts of turbos and stuff, and right now I've got the obviously the twin S366s that were on this white Camaro, sitting over there behind a fuel pail. I've got an 80 millimeter T6. I think that's all I've got as far as turbos right now. Everything else has either been traded, done, whatever, blah blah blah. Work on a Puma mod till next year, then slap the Nova together. Well, the Nova, like, if I build this engine, if I stick this engine together, which could be done tonight and probably would have been if I didn't decide to go live, but I can stick this thing together. We can shove it in the Nova. Everything is already there. 98% of it is already there. The fuel system, the the MSD box, all that crap is there. So it shouldn't be that hard. It's not going to be fast. Like that thing right now with the 6.0 and a 200 shot, because I'm not going to spray it with more than 200, because I just have a problem with lifting heads. I haven't learned how to tune it yet. Maybe if I put the Holly on there and put fuel injection and then control the nitrous through the Holly and fuel injection, I'd probably have a better shot of keeping the Nova or an LS alive with more than 200. But 200 is my limit. I know that 200 I can spray whatever, and then that thing with the current 373 gear set in it, which kind of sucks for a nitrous small block combination, it's probably going to run a 660, a 650 at best. Maybe sticky track stuff, it'll be like 640s or something we'll get out of it. So how much do you want for the white second gen? So I've got it listed right now at 15. The El Camino sounded good. Yeah, the El Camino is sounding good, but I also that's like Mallory's, like, dream car hot rod thing, so I don't always want to be stealing it from her and taking it across the country and doing all that dumb shit with it. Are you doing a piston rod on the motor behind you or SB8? No, this is just stock bottom end. It's just 6.0, so it's I've never used a 6.0 before. I always done 5.3s because they're always the cheapest. The 6.0s are a little more expensive, so it's just more cubic inch. It's like 360 something cubic inch as opposed to 325. But that's just going to be stock bottom end, because up to this point we still, even the motor that I blew up and blew out the side of the block, was not I still don't believe it wasn't a stock bottom end issue. That was not why that happened. So 2 to 3 degree negative timing per 50. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. So you should contact the guy and do the trade for the truck on the live. I don't have to. It's at a point where I've talked to him enough and we've gone back and forth that literally all I would have to do is pull the trans out of this thing, pull the ECU out, take out whatever it is I'm taking out of this, load it up, load all the parts up, the big tires, the extra rear, all that shit, drive down there and go make the trade. I will tell you this, the truck is a race car, like, kind of. It's not it's like the Camaro. It's closer to the Camaro than it is to the Nova, I'll put it that way. Big block with the big single. So the only problem with a big block and a big single is it would have to be a very big single, and I do enjoy the throttle response and fun of twin. It is so bare, we're starting from nothing, that fab work is just going to take time anyway. I would rather kind of just take some time and enjoy it and try to build something. You can run the Dodger. No, the Dodger's slow as shit. Can I see what the car looks like? Are you talking about the white car, this Camaro? That's what this one looks like. And then the Nova, my baby, if we aren't even going to be able to see it in the darkness, is out here. Currently with no engine in it. And then the light went out, so that didn't help nothing. But this is the Nova. That's the Camaro. The El Camino is up there on a trailer, sitting on the trailer from when I picked it up from the exhaust shop, and we just haven't moved it off yet. Okay, so if you sell the roller, 15K, what are you doing or building with the money? If I was to sell the roller for 15K, that would essentially be the jump start on the parts for the POMOD. That would be, I don't know, like that thing needs everything. So it would just be like, let's go over there, let's make a list, and let's, because it's kind of a roller right now, but not really. Like, there's no center section, there's no brakes, there is no springs, we do have control arms for it. So it'd be like, let's make a list and let's figure out what we need to do. Okay, so we need to make it a roller, so we need to mount everything, blah blah blah. We need to, if we're gonna do turbos, we need twin turbos, we need piping. I would buy a TIG welder, and you know what I mean, we would just start going down the list of building it. Matt, will the truck be faster than the Camaro? Not in its current configuration. We got your motor for sale is the 383. I don't know. What do you have for rear end in the El Camino? It's factory rear end right now. I'm running and driving truck for a show. You better trade. Yeah. Did you put 2-chamber Home Masters on it? We did like a knockoff brand, something that was just cheaper. What's up with the big block? The big block is getting fixed right now. So the big block, I'll put it this way: the big block is off at CRE right now, and I'm not sure how this is going to work out. It may not be a 496 anymore. So, but it's in process. It's getting fixed right now. Looking forward to your videos. Checking in from York, PA. Thank you. Don't worry about the truck. It's just a private. Yeah, the whole thing is like, even if I got the truck, the whole purpose would be just to get I would just get it, so that way if I had to race right now, I could jump in something, go do a couple races, whatever. But I think that it would be easier it's always easier to get rid of a complete running driving thing than it is to get rid of a roller. So, or at least I believe it would be in the way that I would do it. So what's your winter plan? I don't know. We're not there yet, because we're also we would also have a short winter. Depending on how this works, we plan on racing all the way up until the first week of January, or at least try to race all the way up to the first week of January. Then after that, we've got January, February, March, April, things start down south, start happening, that kind of shit. So I don't really have a plan for all that yet. 383 runs 685 on horsepower. Woo-wee! Hey, you need to trade with that before somebody else does. Are you friends with 247 Motorsports? No, I'm not familiar. Are you strictly 8th mile? Yes. Usually all of the racing that I do is 8th mile. Very not like all the no prep stuff is all 8th mile. We don't do anything street stuff, all 8th mile. The only way we would go to quarter mile is if we, like if I did like a daily drive or something that was slower, you know, then we would run it to the quarter. But you got snow by December. Yeah. So we would here in Delaware, we'd be probably done, you know, in November, December, whatever. It would just be traveling. We'd be going south to try to continue racing. Winter plan, build POMOD, slap the Nova together. Yeah, kind of. Is there a lot of street racing in your area? Yeah, there's some. There's isn't 247 Brandon Mork bad? Oh yeah, I know them. Oh, I don't even know. I guess that's their YouTube thing, their YouTube handle, and I didn't recognize that. But yes, I do know Brandon Mork and Ashley. Yeah. Do you game? Somewhat. 572 in a Nova. I could use a 570. You got a 572 laying around? Let's slap that thing together. Ugh. I'm not gonna lie. I am kind of disappointed though, because I do still see like 200 people watching and only like 86 likes. Come on, man. You guys did good. All of the comments, but the thumbs up, man. Big block hair looking massive. Yeah, they are huge, and I'm thoroughly disappointed in those. When I bought them, they were like, they were all black coated. They did not, that coating on there did not last very long. 135 likes. I guess mine doesn't update. Yeah, mine shows, see, I'll show you guys. Mine shows 86, and that was because it was 85, and then I hit the button. There we go. Now you're hitting the like button. That's what I'm talking about. So how many people are watching? Because if that's not updating, maybe the number of... Hold on, I can refresh the page. That's not going to do anything bad. Oh, 188. The number went down. Camera work, War in the Woods. Thank you. That's the team. I always wondered how you deal with cops with street racing. You just deal with them. Like, sometimes they're cool, sometimes they're jerks, and you just... The thing that I always do and say is, like, we never... Like, I'm never one, and I don't think anybody else should either. Generally, the people I associate with, some people will get, like, arrogant and be assholes to the cops and stuff. Like, look, we already know we're doing something wrong, so just, hey, yes sir, yes ma'am, it is what it is, boom. Most places, generally speaking, you gotta get caught in the act, but they're not stupid, they know what's going on. So, and usually by being respectful to them, a lot of times, I say a lot of times, but a lot of times they will, that respect will be reciprocated back, and hey, pack your shit up, get out of here. All right, cool. Thank you, sir. Have a nice night. You know what I mean? So, guy in Syracuse has a 582, 25 grand with a $9,300 roster training. Look, if I had $35,000 to spend on a motor and trans right now, I would not be standing in my garage building a 6.0 stock bottom end. Street race question: would an Aussie car be accepted on USA streets? I don't see why not. There's no reason. I will say that maybe one of the main differences is that for like an Aussie car in America, generally what's most popular here is small tire. So if you've got a big tire, not that we don't have it, it's just there's probably 50 small tire street race cars to every one big tire street race car. So you should see the 70 Chevelle it's in. Yeah, no GTR. You ever get fined or arrested by the cops? I'll put it to you this way: has there ever been a street racing charge on my record? Because I think that is public record. Yes. You're not a YouTube millionaire like everybody else. No, see, as it turns out, like, there's people that I know that make really, really great money on YouTube. But we are not there yet. We will be one day, but we are not there yet. As it turns out. Where's my drink at? I need my Coke. My Coca-Cola. I'd have a small tire. Yeah. Yep. Like to get the most racing and like get people to race you and stuff, small tire would be your best bet. Define great money. Anywhere from tens of thousands all the way up to hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Like let's be real here. I'm not sure if you guys have ever like looked at or even thought of or considered. They probably wouldn't tell you, but like, how much money do you think Cletus makes a month? It's a lot on YouTube. Yep. And then what's even, some people like even further, like brand deals and stuff like that sometimes pays more than YouTube. Like, I can tell you guys, I know that sometimes, you know, not everybody's a fan, not everybody likes it, but like when I get offered the sponsored ads in the videos, you know, where we do sponsored ads, you know, as a part of the video, like that sponsored ad pays significantly more than what I'm making in that video. I can tell you that. So Cletus made 15 mil on merch in 2021. Yeah, exactly. Now, but he's also now, you know, he's got, it's like it's all a business. So you know, when you have a YouTube channel that is that big, that you're doing the events, you know, he's got 20 fucking 30 cars, whatever, you know, if you count like all the Crown Vics and all that, it's even more. But to keep all those things going and everything, it's all business. So yeah, they're bringing in big money, but they you know, they're spending it too, because they got to have employees, they got to, you know, all that kind of stuff. So somebody said something about Holly. I don't have any deal with Holly or anything. No, not personally. I didn't realize you were referring to Cletus. I was just thinking regular YouTube people. I don't know what you mean by regular YouTube people, because it's like, you know, and not also kind of not my place, because it's, you know, I know what other individuals, I know what friends, I know what acquaintances, I know what other people make on YouTube, but that's not my place to put that information out there. Chevelle or Nova? Nova. I'm a Nova guy. Don't get me wrong. I like Chevelles, but I'm a Nova guy. Cletus has a big monster to keep fed. Yeah, he talked about that in his he did that podcast with Roman Atwood. So gotta do what you gotta do to make it work. Anybody knocking for running on as yeah, you know, it is what it is. We do everything we can to keep it going. So I can help you get Holly stuff, just selling Clockwork's awesome. Yeah, probably I would, if we're gonna do a even if we don't do twin turbo, even if it's nitrous big block, I would still like to do fuel injection, and would still like to do Holly for probably like a Dominator setup or something. Come and fab the turbo kit for Nova. Come on then, let's go. A simple 496 in a light car or truck with a Power Glide 9-inch rear, 4-lane big tire will run 566 on motor. Maybe on sticky track, yes. Mine was 25. Gear is secret though. I put you on the same level as... No, there is a dramatic difference. No, not anywhere near the same level. That's just reckless. I'd like to see you race someday and maybe bring some homemade butter. Oh, you bring some homemade butter, yeah. Keep it good work. Good things will come. Absolutely. Thank you guys. So, look, I've been screwing off on this live with y'all, but I haven't been live in a hot minute. It's been a while since I've been live. So I usually like to go live, kick it with you guys, have some good conversation, shoot the shit. It's important to me. I try to make every time we do a video premiere, I try to be on the video premiere with you guys, and then you know, I like going live and kicking it with y'all and just shooting the shit sometimes, having fun. I'm from Cali. You got a welder? Would I need to bring my TIG? I don't have a TIG. I will at some point, but I don't right now. I just got the MIG. Do you think turbo would be easier than NOS because you start melting pistons? It's all, you know, it all is what it is. Like, I think that I don't know that one is easier than the other. I know what I would like to do more than the other. I think that I would like to, you know, do turbo fuel injected stuff, and I think that it is easier on motor parts. I think that in terms of wear and tear, I think it's easier than nitrous on parts. Nitrous is just usually much more violent. It's a lot of fun in that way because nitrous is violent, and that's a lot of fun. But I think it's also, you know, wears the parts a little faster because of the violence. This is cool. You ever get out to Great Lakes or Byron? I have not. Yeah, I should open a dispensary. Sounds like you got a plan. Race that Nova. Raggedy Ann does well with nitrous. Yeah, CJ does. It's a Fox body. He's spraying a lot. Everything. Nitrous is just rough. It is. It's hard on parts, man. It's hard. The LS with more fuel pump and 2200 injectors, that white Camaro would be a lot faster. It already has 2200. It's got Bosch 210s in it. They're right there. And actually, I don't even know if you guys know this or not, because I can take this out. It's kind of hard to see on this one, but these are actually special edition shipbox. They've got the shipbox logo on them, Bosch 210s. So these Bosch, it has it. What it didn't have was enough fuel pump. So, oh shit, yeah, I'm dropping stuff. So whereas it had the 2200s, it only had enough fuel pump for about 24-25 pounds. We need more fuel pump. And then we could have cranked it up to 30-35 pounds. Hold on. If you're going to get a TIG, I just got a prime wheel TIG under 1,000. It's awesome. So I bought and owned I think it's an AHP Alpha TIG that you get on Amazon for like $750, and it was so good that the guys at DNS, so when I used to rent some space from them guys, I had it over there, and they wanted it from me because it was such a good welder, and they used the crap out of it. They've been using it ever since. I would get another one of those. I really like those. Have you ever been to the Adirondacks? I have not. Realistically, what times do you need to run to be competitive? So part of that depends on where, you know what I mean? Because front half and back half is different. But I can tell you that front half, you need to have a car that goes 4 seconds. It's got to be a 4-second 8th mile car, just flat out. You know, a lot of them guys, the big dogs, you know, the boost 12s, the what the hell's that dude? Heat Tank, you know, Joey Heichel, whatchamacallit, the Firebird, Ryan Mitchell with the Firebird. Number one, I think every single one of those that I just listed off is a big block twin turbo combination. Not sure about Heat Tank because he doesn't ever lift the hood, but if I had to guess, that's probably what it is. And all those, you know, so front side, you got to run 4s. Now, back side, depending on how crappy it is, you know, generally to be a competitive, you have to have a car that is capable of running low 5s. And then you turn it down to run whatever you need to at the time. You know, if your car all out on a decent surface runs 6.0s, you're not going to be competitive. And I've proven that time and time again. So that's where we're at right now. How that changes, I don't know, because like I said, right now, everybody is, you know, twin turbo big block combinations got the game in a chokehold. I saw somebody make that comment one time, and that is the absolute truth. I've heard 3 cents per view on YouTube. Is that so? Where's my phone? Let's see. No, that is not. That's actually a little high. It's actually a little high. I don't know, I don't know a lot about LS engines, but why do they seem to break often? It's a combination of, you know, anything. I mean, what happens, I think, generally with a lot of folks is that you see a lot of folks do stock bottom end stuff, and then they're constantly pushing the limits of stock bottom end. But in racing, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, you got to think there's a lot of people that do still do their own work. There's a lot of people that don't have money to, you know, to buy top of the line motors and stuff. There is people that do have money for it, but there's a lot of people that don't. There's still a lot of people assembling stuff their own self. You know, parts, sometimes parts just fail, even on high dollar builds, all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is if you're racing a car, you're abusing the shit out of it. You know what I mean? How about a Pro Charger? I do like Pro Chargers, like Pro Charge big blocks. Do you still have the big block? The big block, I still have it. I still have it. It's up getting fixed right now. I think stock valve springs and lifters is the weak link in LS. If you're using stock valve springs, then you're wrong. Ryan Mitchell was running the 5.3 last I knew. No, he did that for a while. Like he did do that a little bit. And believe it or not, I think he told everybody this. So I hope I'm not giving this away. But fortunately, there's not enough people watching right now. It's an issue. But like, he went 4s with the 5.3. He went 4s with that on a sticky track deal. Depends on your CPM. Yeah, so Clockworks, you understand CPM changes and everything. Yeah. I thought KC Max runs both LS and BBC. for the most part, I think. For the most part, I think it's the big block. I think it depends on what happens, where he's racing. Like sometimes the weight is a better, the weight advantage of having an aluminum 5.3 is better than having the power of the big block. Or I think it's dependent. He kind of picks that on where he's going. Will you ever race John Doc? As I've had that question before, and to be honest with you, I've not ever really. I mean, I've never been anywhere where John Doc has been. I think he does, like, if I'm correct, he likes radial racing stuff, and I do no prep, so the chances of us crossing paths are just highly unlikely. And Charlie Brown, big block power, yeah, big block, nitrous, and even more so, they have got the guys at Tin Soldiers are incredibly smart, so that definitely helps a ton too. The stock bottom ends don't deserve the abuse they get, yeah. Good night, keep up the good work. Thank you. If you had your choice, would you run a dart block or an LS? Well, a dart block, what? Like they make dart block LS blocks. Are you talking like big block, small block, a dart block LS, or? So stock springs, as long as I get rings, is okay? Absolutely not. Don't touch the fucking rings. Leave them alone, and put a spring in it. So at bare minimum, if you're going to do stock bottom end things, you should do head gaskets, head studs, cam, springs, valve springs, maybe an oil pump, lifters. What else am I missing? I don't even think a push rod is a necessity. The stock ones work pretty well. Trunion upgrade, especially if you want to spin it. Yeah. John Doc doesn't play with the pores. Yeah. I like. Congratulations. It's not very often that a comment actually like makes me laugh out loud. And that's a good one. That's funny. What's happening from Wisconsin? What slicks better, radial or bias? Generally, for what we do, bias ply. What's the best time that you ran in the Nova with the big block? The best time that I ever ran in the Nova with the big block was a 6:28, 7 something. But yeah, 6:20s on the street. I don't do trunions or push rods for low RPM shit. Yeah, push rods. You know, if you're gonna keep it 7,500 or less on the RPM, which I have always done. I've never spun an LS more than 7,500, maybe 7,200 or less, whatever you want to call it. But I'm a long-term follower. I just want you to do well, win some races, move your combo over, take time, blah, 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 best on a budget. So Nitro Junkie, I appreciate it. Ultimately what happens is I think that number one, like there's a misconception, like we talked about earlier, that just everybody thinks that on YouTube everybody's making a bunch of money, so it's a lot easier to do this stuff, and that's not always the case. So you know, where we talk about budget, it's kind of hard. The other thing too is, as much as I would love to just be like, all right, screw everything, we're gonna sell everything and we're gonna put every dollar into one car and all that kind of stuff. Number one, do we even have enough stuff to sell to even make it worth doing that? But then number two, you know, I have to we have to keep up with content. I have to be doing something. I got to be racing something. Generally speaking, the racing videos do significantly better than the me building stuff in the shop videos. So it's like a double-edged sword. Like it's a crazy balancing act of trying to do all these things and trying to keep everyone and everything and YouTube and everything happy and all at once. And I'm with you. I think that personally, I think that we might be a little behind on really being competitive, like, you know, with, you know, some of the small tire no prep stuff right now. Like if you think about it, like I'm talking about big block twin turbo, like there's so many people that already have the big block twin turbo combo. You know, now it used to be a small block, you know, an LS turbo, whatever, and then people started putting big blocks in and figuring that out. And, you know, I can't even imagine how many people I could name that have a big block twin turbo combo already, and we're just behind the curve on that. Like we should have been thinking about that last year. So, Dart M block or SHP block? I don't know. I've never used either or. I've never had anything other than stock block. Even the 496 was a stock 454 block. So, ever been to Pickwick, Tennessee? I have not. Stock bottom in 5.3, 75, 76 stock rockers. Yeah, yep. What do you have for front suspension for the Nova? So for front suspension on the Nova, we've got a set of incredibly inexpensive upper and lower tubular control arms. I think they were like, I don't know, like I think I got them on sale for like $350 for the whole set. And then we use a trick spring with a Viking double adjustable coilover that is no prep valved and all that good stuff. Yeah, so I mean that's the front suspension on the Nova. So how much, so to run fives, how much horsepower do you need typically? So that's a varying answer because number one, are you talking about sticky track? Are you talking about no prep front half? Are you talking about no prep back half? Are you talking about street? So all of those things vary. And then weight varies, you know. It takes less horsepower to run a 5 at 2,800 pounds of race weight than it does at 3,500 pounds of race weight. So, and then, you know, there's other things that affect it, gear ratios, you know, there's other stuff that can affect that because you could gear it more towards an 1/8 mile pass than a 1/4 mile pass and blah, blah, blah. So it depends. But generally speaking, you know, you're to run a 5, you're gonna need at least, here's what I can speak on, and I think, and Derek's here, so Derek can agree with me. I would say this white Camaro probably put down, like if you were to put it on a roller, probably put to the tire 750, somewhere around there is kind of what we were thinking, and probably weighed with me in it somewhere around the 3,000 pound mark. So now there is something about this combination. I do not know what it is. Derek and I have not figured it out yet. I have not figured it out. I was actually going to tear apart all of the heat wrap and everything on all the piping and everything and try to figure out something about this combination. Just wasn't happy and we couldn't figure it out. But you know, it seems, Matt, you need well, let's see, sodium U, why you said a Nissan. Now Derek over here getting questions. I need 12 to 1500 wheel. Have it figured out to being competitive in races you go to. Absolutely. AC 469 is a good analysis. Will Moses getting with Trick Flow and Holly. If it was that easy, I don't know why I didn't think of that. All right, I will tell you guys, for most of you guys that know, GoPro live streams only last 2 hours. We're in an hour and 50 minutes, and the battery is at 6%. So if you got questions, ask them now. I'll try to run through them quick. El Camino's coming, blah, blah, blah. It's called specific for turbo. Yeah, Chad won it of all the people to win it. Methanol pods. Yeah, that setup was a pump for some reason. Yeah, something is. And Derek, this is shit that I've scratched my head on a lot, and we just can't quite figure it out. Like, it should not have been that hard to run 590s in this combination. Very well, and we should have just been able to kind of trip and fall. And I don't know if it was just an all chassis thing, or if it was a motor converter trans thing. It could be a part of it. I think that the 400 that's in here needs to get refreshed. So I don't, how much ET are we leaving on the table by using a 400 that probably, is missing some of its clutch material? I don't know. But something about the whole thing, just when you put the whole thing together, it wasn't happy. I don't know what, but something about it.